Welcome everyone to a new set of videos that we're going to be doing in regards to Vampire the Eternal Struggle. Now in this we're going to be looking at the decks individually and not just seeing what's in them, but from a request and an idea from other people that watch our videos about how to make them better with maybe another deck. So in the meantime, what we've started doing here at Midian Gaming is we've opened up the box sets and we're selling the individual starter decks by themselves, so you don't need to be buying the whole box and getting all 5 clans again. You can just concentrate on your one clan, buy another box and see what you can make with the deck. Yeah, so I'm on a program called Amaranth here. It's an online card database. There are other ones, but this is the one that we're going to be using today. I found it the most easiest to do, especially for this video. So I've put the Nosferatu deck into the screen there, and that's what you can see at the moment. Let me get this going for everyone. So, all right, so we've got 12 in the Crypt. We've got 77 library cards with Vampire, minimum of 60. We don't really want too many. You've got to remember that we want to get access to these cards. So building your deck up to 100 cards, you've got to realize that things are not going to be as efficient. And yeah, you'll get all your toys and everything in there, but you could be waiting a while looking for the one card that you have. So percentages are very important as well. And we're not going to tackle the percentages here. We're just going to have an overview on what you could do with something like the Nosferatu deck. Now, I've called this Nosferatu deck quite a toolboxy deck. Let's take a look at some of the things prevalent to what they've given us with V5 for Nosferatu. So with the vampires here on the left, or maybe we should actually take a look at the cards themselves, okay? So if I go to this thing called is Happy Families. All right, here we go, show Happy Families down the bottom here. Now we see a prevalence of animalism cards. Now what Happy Families does is it gives you recommendations for a balanced deck. It's got various formulas in there to determine that based on the vampires that you're putting in there. Now for Obfuscate, Potence, Animalism and Auspex, which are the 4 disciplines that are appearing on our vampires in the Crypt, these are the numbers that's given as an ideal situation. Now on the right of that, as you can see, it's very different, yeah? So saying that we've got no Auspex cards, we've got 26 Animalism, 14 Potence and 4 Obfuscate, yeah? So keep that in mind, and that's what we're going to go with. We really want to look at the animalism and the potence. Not so much the obfuscate. It's handy at certain points, but we'll just take a look and see what comes up. So with animalism being the top notch, regardless of the video for when I introduced this clan from the box, let's start looking at the vampires that really matter to this deck. Now you've got Lenny with advanced animalism, same with Larissa here, yeah? The Dowager, very good. Now Belind being a 6 cap, and I said that you'd probably want her out, and there's 2 of her in the deck. She's got a minor in animalism and a minor in potence, which is the next biggest one. So all of a sudden, straight out of the bat, without the ability, we don't have any master cards to increase anything like that. They're out of the book for my immediate thoughts on that. If I was going to go the higher animalism route and really move this deck towards where I would want it, I'd be concentrating on animalism and potence, and the 3 before are more in line with what I'm looking at. So let's keep going on. Waneka has animalism but advanced potence, fantastic. Horus has both. So all of a sudden, the one of vampire in the deck being Horus doesn't have is the one that we're looking at right now. Now if we look at Horus, has no political power though, and that's the thing with Horus. So Ryan has basics in everything at a 4 cap. Aunt Linda has advanced potence. Now if you're going to be playing her, she needs to be the one doing certain actions with attacks and maybe trying to get some stealth while doing it. And Bake Snow, well, we'll just have to see what Bake Snow does. So looking at that, even though I might have to give up some political power just to get Horace out, yeah? Let's see what Lenny's got. Primogen and +1. Bleed. So Lenny's pretty good, yeah? Right, Larissa. During a bleed action, Larissa can discard a card requiring Animalism to get +1 bleed. We know we've got Animalism right through the deck, yeah? So, not too bad at all. The Dowager, Primogen gets +1 intercept on undirected actions. And then you move into Belind, who's also, that was a prince? Yeah, prince. You go to Wanaka, and yeah, I'm not too sure. Look, Advanced Potence is fantastic. So probably right up until Horace, I would be keeping those, but you do need some lower caps. So if I was going to change anything, I would want another Horace in the deck, yeah? I would not want to be going over 12 vampires because I want to make sure I see some of those. These small ones are already at 1 cap, so I could actually just take one of them out and it possibly wouldn't mean anything. I'm loving the Potence with the Obfuscate. The Obfuscate with Animalism. But I think Ryan just gives so much more. Let's see what Ryan does. Nothing. How about Bake Snow? Nothing. So in that case, I would probably take out Bake Snow, increasing Horace to 2. I might want 3 of Horace in the deck, thereby having someone else having to take a hit. Now Belind could be one that takes that hit, just so I can get 3 of Horace out. I wouldn't really want any more than 3, because once in my opening Crypt, heaven forbid if I should get 3 of him out, yeah? Alright, so let's move on to the library cards. Fame is a unique master, so you only want to be playing one of it. If you see it, you see it. Guardian Angel, you can put a few of these on. It does cost you 2 resources to have this on your vampire, but they are taking 1 less damage, which is fantastic, and does give +1 intercept. So this is a possibility, because we're going to be doing so much more on other things, that Guardian Angels might be the way to go. Doesn't mean we have to go for equipment or anything like that. Just put this on as a master. Now there are direct interventions that could stop a master being played, but they're few and far between from what I've seen. Haven Uncovered, I really like this card. Put this card on the vampire and they can be attacked as a D action. Vampire's controller may enter combat with that vampire as a +1 stealth action. The vampire can burn this card as a +1 stealth action. So you get +1 stealth for attacking another vampire. Haven Uncovered, I think we need to be putting a few more of these in the deck. Now you only get 1 in this deck. I would probably do another video or take a look at what other cards are available from, say, the Sabbat or any of the other decks that you may have got through the box set, yeah? Haven't actually looked that up myself too often, but in regards to combat, I think Nos are the only ones with it. Labyrinth, you'd only have 1 off. So I'm going to put Haven Uncovered up to 3, because it would just be really handy to annoy some other vampires that are seemingly annoying you. Rebel, I don't see a need for it. Put this kind of vampire you control once per turn. When this vampire successfully blocks a titled vampire or a political action, he or she gains 1 blood. We're going to do without it. Okay, so let's take that out. Slum Hunting Ground, yep, going to keep 1. Smiling Jack the Anarch. Now, this can be an annoying card for just about everyone. I'm saying to take it out because effectively it does hit your prey, but it hits everyone else, and you're going to be becoming quite annoying and a target yourself on the table by throwing out Smiling Jack the Anarch. You go in that extra step, and that could just mean a vote going against you here or there, I believe it affects your political power on the table. And yeah, I just don't think things are going your way once you become so annoying to everyone and not just your prey. So I'm gonna say to take this out in my version of this. So Smiling Jack the Anarch, sorry mate, sorry Jack. Whoop, no, went the wrong way. You're out. Vessel. Put this card on Vampire and you can burn a Blood Doll, if any. It's a very good card. Now that you've got another deck, you could put more in. Look, 4 I think is quite enough for now. Warsaw Station being the other master. Yeah, just one of them. Alright. Now, we're getting into the actions and everything else where animalism and everything comes into play. So let's start taking a look. Deep Song. They gave us 6 of these in the deck. Frenzy card into combat with and lock a vampire. The target vampire is considered the active minion in that combat. I'm thinking I would like to see Bum's Rush in this, but we're only concentrating on what cards we've got available in these boxes. Yeah, so Deep Song, you got 6 in there. It's pretty good as is. I would probably leave it. I probably wouldn't go above 8 on that if you're going to be making a deck. Preternatural Strength. This vampire gets +1 strength. They cannot play cards named Torn Signpost. Vampire can have only 1 preternatural strength. You've got 2 in the deck. I would punch that up to 3. I do want to see it. Yeah? That was an action. Creeping Sabotage. Now this is the card that you got 4 of in this deck. X is the number of Creeping Sabotages you control. That's the cost, yeah? Put this card into play during your unlock phase. Your prey burns 1 pool. Now, remember, you're not affecting other Methuselahs in this case. However, when you're getting close to ousting your prey, they might come into effect. But for the immediate, if you can get these out, start hitting your prey and your grand preys doing their work and hitting along the line, you might be successful with these. And I think we're going to see decks that have 8 of this card in. I'm going to be conservative and put 6 of them in. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go with 7. I think if you're able to get like 3, 4, or even 5 of them on a table, you're smashing it. Now, this does ask for a D action to come your way. So any minion can burn this card as a D action. So we need to be aware of that. And that's what our Guardian Angels are for. We're going to pump them up to about, we only get 1 in the other deck. So we're going to pump that up to 2 as much as we can. We're going to use Fame for any vampire that's annoying us from doing what we want to do. Lost in Crowds. Now remember, everyone's got Obfuscate. What level do we need it at? Lost in Crowds. +1 stealth. As above, and if you've got it advanced, +2 stealth. Lost in Crowds at 4. You know, I really want to get these Creeping Sabotages out, and I don't want to be blocked doing it. Already it's a +1 stealth action, but it would be nice to maybe have 1 more Lost in Crowds. Carrying Crows, fantastic card. I'd like to see that played every combat. I'm going to pump that up to 4. Immortal Grapple, great card as well. I'll put 1 extra in for that. 1 extra in for Taste. Look, Taste of Vitae, it is a combat card. Yeah, no, it's very good. All right, we're not going to even argue on that. I'll just put 1 extra in. Now you've got 8 roundhouses in there. Strike, hand damage at +2. If you've got that going with the Mortal Grapple, you're going to be dunking vampires left, right, and center. I think 8 is enough, so we'll leave it at that for now. Underbridge Stray. Now, this means going for an ally, yeah? You control 1 press during an action declared at you or a card you control. You can burn this ally if it is not blocking to unlock a ready minion you control. As above, but this ally has 2 life and 1 strength. It's pretty good for the unlock. Costs your vampire 1. We'll keep it at 2. Murder of Crows, another card that I absolutely love. Murder of Crows inflicts 1 hard damage on the opposing minion each round of combat during normal strike resolution. And at advance it has 2 lives. Once again, animalism, hire a retainer. Ooh, let's see, Raven Spy, animal with 1 life, gets +1 intercept. See, that's where Guardian Angel was so good, because you're just playing it as a master. I'm going to up the Murder of Crows. Oh, no, I'm going to leave it there, because we've got to remember cards in the deck. Can't get too high. We're on 77 before. We've put 10 cards in the deck. We've actually put more. We've taken some out. So let's keep going. Cat's Guidance, fantastic. After you block, you can unlock again. Great card. Guard Dogs, only usable by lock vampire during a bleed against you. Unlock the vampire, great. And 1 optional maneuver during the resulting combat if you get to block. Instinctive Reaction, +1 intercept. Now, you've got 4 of these. We've got Animalism across the board. If you've got Advanced Animalism, gives 1 optional maneuver. This is a fantastic card. I think we need to play... what cards are we sitting on? 87. I'll put 1 extra in on the QV. 5 I think is enough. I'll give 1 that. Protected District requires a Primogen, only usable during a bleed action against you or during a political. Look, this is where the toolbox aspect comes in. It's giving you a reduction of 3 bleed or 3 votes. Ooh, it is a good card, mind you. Anyone can play it too. We've got 4 in the deck. I think we're going to leave 4. And the Warrens, we've got 4, only usable during an action directed at you, +2 intercept with an optional +1 intercept if this Nosferatu is titled. +2 intercept. Wow, I guess we want that, don't we? We get 4 in the standard. I'm going to push it to 5. Alright, so we've taken out some stuff that I felt, well, we're taking out 2 cards, yeah? Look, that's where I'd be running it. If you are getting the second Nosferatu deck and wanting to find things, this is a good starting ground from where I would play it. I think it's a little bit more aggressive than the base deck, just due to a few more cards. Now we've got to work out the percentages. You know, we had 77 cards in there, and let me just do that for you. I'm just going to get a calculator up. Now we just changed some things, like Preternatural Strength was 2 out of 77 cards, yeah? So that's like 2.5% at a guess. Now we've put 3 in, divided by 90 cards, and we've actually gone up to 3% chance of actually getting that drawn. So that's fantastic. That's more likely what we want to see. And that's what I'd be doing with this. I'd be really looking at it. So we didn't increase Cat's Guidance. See, that's a real concern, because Cat's Guidance being so important, we're at four cards for a 77 card deck, which is, you know, just over 5%. But now we're 4 cards over 90 cards. And we've dropped significantly, 0.5%. Now what that means in game, you might not mean anything. But it may be the one game that does matter where it does, yeah? So they're just little things to think about when you're doing it. I think the great thing about this is to concentrate on Creeping Sabotage. And if you were going to be putting in an extra card, that would be it, to take it up to 91 and really concentrate on this format. Beat anything up that doesn't or is coming to destroy certain things. And yeah, really concentrating towards that and see how the deck goes. Hope you enjoyed this. We're going to do this for the other 5 decks and see how we go. Remember, if you go to our website, you will see the individual decks there as well. Have a great one, guys. See ya.